Hello everybody and welcome to the Officer Gamer channel, where here you have the right to game on. Alright guys, since the 4th of July is coming up, I thought it'd be a good idea to hit up a real American hero. And that hero's name is Captain America. Yep guys, today we're going to be taking a look at Captain America and the Avengers for Sega Genesis. Quick story on this one. This was the very first arcade game I can remember playing way back in the day, man. Because we were stationed in Germany, and me and my dad just got done eating pizza on the military base. And I saw this arcade cabinet and was like, what's it? Whoa, that's so cool. And I was just blown away. And there were no chairs around, so my dad had to pick me up while I mashed the buttons playing the game, man. Dude, those were some good times. I'll never forget it, man. Anyway, let's get into the game. This game is an awesome beat 'em up, period. Like, the story real quick, it's just the Red Skull. He brainwashed other villains to do his bidding and take over the world. It's your typical Avengers story. And you get to pick through 4 different characters. You got Captain America, Vision, Hawkeye, and Iron Man. And this game is great when you're playing with 2 players. It's so much fun when you're playing with 2 players. Like, the 4 characters, they're only slightly different from each other, but it's still fun to play as any one of them. And the gameplay, like I said, it's a basic beat 'em up with some variety thrown into the levels. Like, during some of the levels, you get to go through these flying stages. And it's funny because when you're doing these stages and you're playing as Captain America, like, everybody else has projectiles. But Captain America, he just throws his shield like, ah! And dude, his arm has to be killing him, man. Like, it reminds me, at work the other day, I was directing traffic in the middle of a busy intersection, just flashing my stick, come on, move it. Like, his arm had to be like mine, dude. It just hurt, and it's just ridiculous. And yeah, in the game, you only use 2 buttons. You gotta jump and a punch. And the best move in the game is when you hold down both those buttons and your character uses a projectile. Because that move, like, takes away enemies' health by a huge margin. And also during the stages, you get to fight bosses, some very familiar and others not so familiar. Like, for instance, Whirlwind and the Great Reaper. Never heard of those guys before. Never heard of those guys before at all. Like, and they haven't been in any, I don't think they've been in any recent comics either, so I just don't know who those guys are. But some familiar ones that you do know show up. Like, toward the end, Ultron shows up. The real Mandarin shows up. Yes, the real Mandarin. Looking at you, Iron Man. Correction, Iron Crap 3. Man, that movie was terrible, dude. How are you? Okay, forget it. Sorry, guys. Okay. And you get to see many others, like the Juggernaut shows up and people like that. It's cool, man. And I grew up with the Super Nintendo version, but the Sega version is a whole lot better because the gameplay isn't broken. And yes, it's missing cutscenes. The Sega Genesis version is, but the gameplay is pretty much perfect. Because in the Super Nintendo version, if you knock down an enemy, they continue to blink for a few more seconds and they'll be able to hit you. That ruins the whole game, but it doesn't do that with Sega, which is good. And yeah, speaking of that, this game is tough, man. It's an arcade game. What do you expect? It was made to eat all your quarters. And back in the day, you spent 60 bucks on this game. They're going to make it hard. Like, the maximum lives you can do is 7 lives, and still, man, it's tough, because just enemies and bosses just come after you, man. But I still love this game, dude. All in all, I gotta give Captain America and the Avengers a 4 out of 5. If the presentation was better, it would have gotten a 5. Because everything else, the music is amazing, too. Like, everything else is almost, it's perfect, dude, but it's just that presentation could have been a little bit better. But yeah, Captain America, he's only getting off with a warning here. And yeah, that'll be it, guys. Quick tease for the next video. I'm playing the new AEW game, and it's awesome. So I'm going to review my favorite wrestling game of all time. And alright, you guys, thanks for watching. God bless you guys. Be safe over the 4th of July holiday. And always, watch your 6. Peace.